Thank you, Mark.
Agenda. Well, not the consent agenda, sorry. We want to go to the 78th student senate, hold on. Yeah, and then agendas and minutes. And if you want to go to. Is Bryce Fisher or Declan Foley here? I'm gonna check if, yeah, they're going after, but just check it. Governor. Howdy, Senate, please go to your seats, we're gonna be starting. Okay, all right. Howdy, Senate. As you can see, your usual speaker, Allison, is not here. I am typically known as Pro Temp Tucker, but tonight and tonight only, hopefully, I will be going by Speaker Tucker. So, okay, so we are going to move into a period of opening roll call led by Edie Troyer. Chief Justice Rainfeld, Chief Casino, Project Tucker, Chair Morton,
Howdy.
Governor, Chair Kim, Chair Williams, Chair Chu, Chair Purcell, Chair Hurd.
Howdy.
Chair Teets. Senator Collins, Senator Tanner Owen,
Howdy.
Senator Smith, Senator Whitaker. Senator Allen, Senator Jackson, Senator O'Sullivan, howdy. Senator Attaway, Senator Dealey,
Howdy.
Senator Richards,
Howdy.
Senator Schmidt, Senator Yost, Senator Josh Sanders, Senator Devonko, Senator Deese, Senator Lamons, Senator Smith, Senator Wesley, Senator Williams, Senator Long, Senator Grimm, Senator Alvarez, Senator Burnside, Senator Hughes, Senator Willis, Senator Von Wupperfeld,
Howdy.
Senator Batten, Senator Whitehead, Senator Becker, Senator Brown, Senator Clark, Senator Clear, Senator Flores, Senator Garcia, Senator Glover, Senator Hall, Senator Hicks, Senator Honey, Senator Kaiser, Senator Murray, Senator Pesek, Senator Pope, Senator Sanchez, Senator Steele, Senator Vanderheiden, Senator Steele,
Howdy.
Senator Broach,
Howdy.
Senator Hargrove,
Howdy.
Senator Bissoni, Senator Bradley, Senator Cho, Senator Dow,
Howdy.
Senator Medvedev, Senator Shuck, Senator Wells, Senator Wu, Senator Schwartner, Senator Knott, Senator Lambert, Senator Tola,
Howdy.
Senator Garner,
Howdy.
Senator Perkins,
Howdy.
Senator Holtzman, Senator Ebel,
Howdy.
Senator Lemasters,
Howdy.
Great. We will now move into a period of invocation and pledges of allegiance led by Jordan on behalf of Mosaic Church. Please join me in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for, so much for making it possible for us to be together tonight. Thank you for your Son that allows us to come boldly and confidently before your throne and make requests that we are certain that you hear, Lord. And with those requests, we ask tonight that each member and participant loves each other as you have loved us, shows the grace that you have shown us, especially the forgiveness you have shown us, Lord. Thank you for this university and the opportunity to be part of something far greater than ourselves, Lord. And I pray that you help us feel the weight of the calling that you've called us to. I pray for a great productive rest of the evening and the opportunity to serve you in ways love us. I pray this in Jesus' name.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor
Under Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
We will now move into the mission statement and Aggie Honor Code led by our longest serving senator, Senator Hargrove.
Howdy, Senate. The Texas A&M University Student Senate represents all students in order to enhance Texas A&M experience within our universities and communities through research, legislation, and advocacy in accordance with the core values of our institution. And Aggie does not lie, cheat, or steal, or tolerate those who do.
We will now move into a period of open forum. Medio Troyer, do we have anyone? Yeah. Great, thank you.
First of all, I want to say the prayer is incredible. I think it's an incredible representation of what this group is for, to love people well and to love and well. If I haven't got a chance to meet you, my name is Brock Slayton, and I am running to be the next student body president here. And I get to run districts alongside.
Say your motion.
Chair Horton, rules and regulations. I move to extend Brock Slayton's time by 7 minutes.
Seeing that the motion has been
Made.
made and seconded, we will now attempt to do this via general consent. Do I see any objection? Seeing none, this motion has been made.
Am I good to go now? Perfect. All right, sorry, I've never been to one of these. It's awesome. But yeah, my name is Brock Slayton, running to the next student body president here at Texas A&M. I get to run this race alongside one of my good friends, Maddie Taylor. If you know her, you know that she is an incredible leader. She loves this university. She serves well. Right now, she is in Theta, and she gets to serve on the student body president's top staff. She is one of my good friends, and I've enjoyed working with her, getting to learn with her, and to serve this university alongside her. One thing that Maddie and I absolutely love about A&M and just the student body as a whole is that every single one of us gets to call themselves and each other Aggies. That is what unites us. Whether you believe one thing, you're majoring in one thing, the Aggie name is what unites us together. We want to foster that between every single student across this campus. How we want to do that is through a couple of our policy points. Number one is tradition. Tradition is like the culture of Texas A&M. That is what people look at and say, you guys love your traditions. What we want to do through the big traditions of muster and bonfire remembrance, where we get to go and be unified through the Aggie spirit at those things, is set up academic policies that allow every single student to have the opportunity to at least go to these traditions, to be a part of something bigger than themselves, to remember the Aggies that have fallen either in the last year or at bonfire. We want to give every single student an opportunity to be there, to remember their fallen Aggies, just to stand alongside each other. Another thing is the Aggie ring. I look around and see a couple of you have your Aggie ring in here. The prices of those have legitimately doubled in the last couple of years, and even over the last couple of semesters got up hundreds of dollars. What we want to do is just advocate for more scholarships, get those scholarships that are already in place more publicized, so that more students don't have the financial burden of wearing the #1 symbol of being an Aggie in the world. Number two is transportation. Transportation is something that I'm so passionate about. I've gotten to work with Robert a little bit on transportation. But the interesting thing about it is it's the only for-profit entity on A&M's campus. What this means is it runs like a business. Like we need to pay these parking tickets so they have revenue to continue going, to fill those potholes, to put up new barricades, whatever that is. What we want to do is just continue to work with students and be the leading voices in the room. Because we're the ones that actually have to get to classroom off campus. We're the ones that have to walk to the buildings, on the sidewalks, dodge bikes, dodge scooters, whatever it is. We want to be the leading voice in that and say, hey, these are what the priorities should be. There's already a couple students in there. I know, Robert, you have your team. You know, you're doing an incredible job. And I want to continue to further that, to continue to work with the transportation services to make it better for each and every single one of us at A&M and the visitors that come visit. The last thing is the Get Involved website. I'm sure a ton of you have used the Get Involved website and know how hard it is to navigate, to get trained on, all of the things. I agree. I've had to use it. I failed the finance test about 10 times, punching the desk. But what Maddie and I want to do is to create a user-friendly website, an application that incoming freshmen and transfer students can use to get involved and plugged in to groups like this, to organizations, student organizations, Reflect, whatever that is. It also gives student organizations a way to market themselves to these students. So that can be used from a group's perspective to say, hey, these are the philanthropies that we support. These are the events that we put on, and just foster community within the broad A&M. Another thing on the back of that is, like I said earlier, we get trained on that website. I took the test 10 times just because either I just wasn't prepared to take that test and it just didn't prepare me well enough. What we're going to do is create an opportunity for students to be better trained and better equipped to go and serve their organizations, and then for those organizations and individuals to serve A&M on a greater scale. We want it to be a resource that student leaders can go back to continue to use. Like if you need to go to the SOFC and look at those finance things to see what it is, you can actually go back to the Get Involved website and want to use it. And the last slide here. Most important thing is to vote. I love A&M. I've gotten to serve this past year as junior class president and just be a representative for an entire class. I'm a brother of the Christian Aggies and gotten to represent them on the stage alongside them for the during Songfest. These things are incredible. I love Texas A&M, and what I want to do is just gather alongside and create a culture where groups like this work for the betterment of A&M as a whole, to foster community and to push to make A&M great. Because I believe that the best days of this university are still ahead. There's tangible solutions in groups like this, in groups all around campus that can make that happen. So this QR code, it's just a reminder to vote. I'm sure the people in this room don't around elections a ton, so don't really need the reminders. But if you want to put it on your calendar, there it is. Maddie and I love this university. We want to serve it, and we think we're equipped to do that. So I just want to thank y'all and open it up for questions.
Conference now open for a 5-minute period of question and answer. Do I see any questions? Yes, Senator Harper.
Senator Harper, College of Education and Human Development, I appreciate you coming here today. Do you currently have a plan to address exam conflicts with traditions?
Currently, from what I know, it's a college department thing, and I know that. And I'm willing, I knew that before going in, and know I'm willing to put in the legwork to go do so. I'm willing to go talk to the deans of every single college and bring up their emotions when they're at muster, so that they can resonate with that and then have the same feelings that their students want to resonate with that. So yes, I know what it would look like and how much legwork it would be.
Thank you very much.
Are there any?
Senator Richards, Colorado. First thing for your time today. I was wondering, out of all the traditions at Texas A&M, is there one that really changed or changed the concept?
Of the traditions at Texas A&M, I think they're run really well. Traditions are the root of A&M and have been around for hundreds of years. There was something that needed to be changed. I believe that could have already been changed. I think marketing is an incredible thing. Capacity is an issue with some of the things. But logistically, there's committees made to run those things. I would trust each and every single one of them to make the best.
Senator Chair Hurt.
Sure, hello, can you tell us your favorite ID4 values?
My favorite ID4 value, there's a couple, but my favorite is service, selfless service. Service is something that I was raised rooted in, is just to go out and serve. I'm a follower of Jesus. I know what it looks like to, like, work here. Like, Jesus came down to serve. Ultimately, I want to represent that through my life, and ultimately through serving Texas A&M. Another one I love is integrity. I think integrity is an incredible skill, and characteristic of a person that instills trust, instills character. And I think those are two of my things.
Senator Von Walkerfeld.
Caucus on the topic of traditions, what is your favorite? and why?
I would say my favorite tradition is mustard. Mustard is something that I have been growing up. I'm from here in College Station. I got to go probably over 10 times in my life that I remember, at least, and remember the classmates of my grandpa, classmates beside me, sitting alongside him. I just feel a certain way, resonate with A&M as a whole. Whenever I get to mustard and sit in the arena or wherever it is, just be able to feel the Aggie spirit. Remember the ball and Aggie some of them last year.
Senator Hargrove.
Senator Hargrove, College of Education and Human Development, permission to conduct this briefing.
Yes.
Okay, the Student Government Association and the Student Senate as a whole have been pushing towards initiatives that are related to affordability, so I appreciate that you brought up dream affordability. Do you have any plans to continue the initiatives that are currently happening when it comes to academic and education affordability?
Absolutely. Affordability is something I know that's already going on in SGA. And one thing that I would love to do is just expedite those things, to continue fostering those things, because I believe that Shadow fostered that. I deal with the same things that everyone else does. I pay for backpacks as well. If there is any way that I can continue to further those, get them one step ahead, cut down on costs, textbook costs, whatever that is, I'm all for it, because I believe that no student should have a financial burden to come to A&M and have more once they get here. So to answer your question, yes, I'm all for it, to continue fostering the things that are already happening and already being worked on so well for the next year.
Thank you very much.
Chair.
Hello, and you're yourself are from College Station. How can you make sure that you're including those who are international students, out of state students, first-year students, and well-meaning students to the government as well as traditions?
I think being from College Station, I've been able to see the culture as a whole of A&M. I've been able to grow up and be in offices with international students, being classroom with international students. And I think the mindset that it fosters for myself, seeing all of the people that come in here, aside from the summers, is essentially just, I want to serve A&M as a whole. I know A&M is made up of many different demographics, and the decisions that I want to make A&M better as a whole, not just a specific.
Yes, Senator Murray.
Senator Murray, what's something that you're proud of your team for and the various organizations across the country?
I think one thing that I'm specifically proud of my team for is
Wrap up in 1 second, so.
just their willingness to work and everything they do.
Do we have anyone else?
I'm the following verses from
Unfortunately, I keep making a habit of running the Senate and being out of breath. And I was almost late. Freshman year, I was almost late, or I was late so many times that I actually absenced out. And it actually looks like a lot of people that aren't here tonight. Probably on that same track, so, my going here, but I need to get before you today. I'll officially say howdy, Chair Horton Rules and Regulations. I move to extend the speaker's time by 7 minutes.
We won't do that this time.
Seeing that a motion has been made and seconded, we will now attempt to decide on this motion via general consent. Do I see any opposed? Whatever. To this. Seeing none, this motion has been made and seconded and passes, whatever.
It must be for Tucker. Let's go. All right, howdy. My name is Duncan Coling. I'm from College Station, Texas. I'm a third-generation Aggie, an industrial engineering student. And my name is Bryce Fisher, a double major in agriculture economics, agricultural leadership and development, and an honorary member of the Student Senate. Yeah. Bryce and I are deep believers in the Aggie family, and that is really the root of a lot of our motivation for why we wanted to run for student body president, student body vice president. Since a very young age, Bryce and I had heard how great the community is here and the connections that are made here, the relationships that are built, make this university great because people don't just come here to get a degree. They come here to be developed into people of character, people with values, leaders of our culture one day, not just get a career and make a lot of money. So that Aggie family is super special to me, especially from the impact it's had on multiple generations of my family and the time I've had in the Corps of Engineers, showing me the potential to do that for all members of the student body. We would love to get into some specific policy points though, and Bryce is really good at this. So
Yeah.
pass it off to him.
I'd love to talk with you guys. Obviously, y'all know I have a heart for the student senate, serving in Senate sessions. I believe that SGA is a three-branch student government, which means the student senate has equal opportunity for impact, and y'all are the voice of the student body at Texas A&M. So let me preface everything I'm about to say with, we are absolutely committed to working with the student senate and doing stuff with y'all because we understand that advocacy is more powerful with the voices in this room behind it. So we're going to dive first into affordability. And to kick things off, we're going to talk about reducing shadow costs. Raise your hand if you got to use PackBack. Raise your hand if you've learned anything from PackBack. Robert, have you learned anything from PackBack?
I've learned that.
Exactly. It costs way too much money and it doesn't teach me anything. $50 for that's just not going to cut it anymore. We'd love to advocate for reduction of shadow costs, which, as you guys know, is something Carter and Kathleen have been very passionate about, and we've pushed very far down the racetrack. And I'd really love to carry it over the finish line. So there's not a single student in Texas A&M that has to pay out of pocket $50 for that platform. We also want to expand free and low cost textbook options. Senator Hargrove worked really hard on open education resources. I think we're up to almost $3 million now in what? 9 million? Oh my gosh, Kathleen told me 3 yesterday. $9 million in open educational resources, which is an incredible, incredible amount, but it should be 15 for 20 million. No student should have to pay for a textbook at Texas A&M because we're in the 21st century and those PDFs are available. We also want to advocate for a parking ticket refund program. Raise your hand if you've gotten a parking ticket before. Taylor, keep yours up. I know you've gotten more than one. All right, keep it up if you've gotten 2, 3, 4, 5. Senator Hall, what are we doing back there? Okay, we may not be able to help you. I don't know. We'll try our best. But universities like Arkansas and Florida have programs where they turn in community service hours to get rid of parking tickets. Now, I'm not saying we're going to be able to clear your name of 15 parking violations across 2 years, but I am saying we're going to work really hard with the Department of Transportation to find alternative pathways for students who can't afford their parking tickets, for students just like y'all that are good, productive leaders in our university to help get rid of those parking tickets. We also want to honor our community and tradition by advocating for a policy that prevents exams from conflicting with traditions. There's no reason a student should ever have to choose between being a good Aggie and being a good student. You guys in this room understand that more than anyone. So we want to make sure that 8 a.m. tests after bonfire remembrance and tests after Aggie muster just aren't happening. We want to ensure that our students can plug into the Aggie community. We also want to do group approval applications for larger groups over groups of 10 for ticket pool, so that groups across campus can take more than 10 freshmen or more than 10 people in their organization to ensure that that community and that tradition is valued. Because when we moved to a virtual ticket platform, we kind of lost a little bit of that. So we want to bring it back and ensure that large groups can attend. Finally, something that's near and dear to my heart and something I probably talked to a lot of you in this room is the accessibility piece. 1 in 5 Aggie State students appear every single day. That is heartbreaking to me. I sat in a class in Pulse 207. Have y'all have to take Pulse 207 by show of hands? Yeah. Okay. In my Pulse 207 class, I sat by one of my really good friends as he told me he wasn't going to be able to afford the groceries that first week of college because he had to buy a pack. That should not happen at a place like Texas A&M. I immediately called my dad and was like, Dad, can I please pay for this guy's pack back? And he was like, duh, absolutely. But that not everyone is sitting next to someone who can do that. So we want to ensure that we work with Aggie Dining to create a dining dollar meal swipe donation program so we can swipe out hunger here at Texas A&M. And it's a program that already exists, but it has to be expanded. It has to be bolstered. And we want to work with Aggie Dining to do that. We also want to increase food chart collaboration and further support the 12 can. All of those policy points are things we want to do with the people in this room. Senator Hargrove has pushed the boulder of open education resources all the way up the hill. We want to keep pushing it. Senator Hurt has worked really hard on the LR Commission to fight for food insecurity and affordability. These are all things we know that you guys care about, and we want to be a part of that and continue ensuring that the exec is supporting the Senate.
Yeah, and like Bryce said, it's really about people. We want to open channels of communication with all parts of this university, especially the student senate at unprecedented levels because the heads that are together in this room can come up with so much better ideas and have so much better policy and advocate in a much more impactful way than just Bryce and I can do on our own. And so we really, really, really want to listen and work with y'all as much as we possibly can. And invite as many students as possible into the input that is going to be given to university leadership, university administration, because that, after all, is the primary purpose of student body president and vice president, is to get a really, really good idea of the issues facing students, what students care about, what their needs are, and then to accurately convey that message to university leadership. With all that, we would love to open up the floor to, or wait, is this?
Yes,
hold on.
you guys are now open to a period of, a 5-minute period of questions.
We also have this QR code. It seems kind of, ooh, sorry, signs you up for a reminder with the, if you've got the calendar invite from the last. So, but please sign it, please sign it.
Yes, Chair Hurt.
Chair Hurd, hit me.
Chair Hurd.
We wrote it out. I'm
I
ready.
wrote one, but
I'm ready.
Where should we practice them?
Please let me
Quickly.
preface.
Duncan, Mr. Duncan.
Ah,
Duncan, you're yourself from College Station. I asked the previous candidate the question. You're from College Station. How do you relate yourself to making sure that we're including a first gen or international and out-of-state students into student government as well as into our traditions?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Something that I've definitely become increasingly aware of throughout my time at Texas A&M is that the members of the student body that are like plugged into the central like student government traditions, all those things is a very small proportion of the whole. Especially in the College of Engineering circles I've been in there. Most people don't have the first idea of what like so much of what happens in student government is. And the reality is that the vast majority of students don't believe that student government affects them in their everyday life. And so, and like I just talked about, channels of communication. We want to, at an unprecedented level, build connections with students from all across campus, every corner of campus. And what we've already talked about, I was actually talking like right before this with the National Panhellenic Council, Roderick Lowe, the president of that. We want to set up a regular meeting with him and his council. That's the All Black Fraternities and Sororities. We've talked about that with Student Engineers Council as well, setting up regular meetings throughout the entire year with entities like that who are historically not connected to student government, not connected to traditions and things like that. So that's like the crux of it. I can talk about some specific things I care about. I mean, first gen, like student scholarships, I'm passionate about that because there's nothing I love more than bringing new members into the Aggie family. But the like foundation of that is bringing more people in, listening, making those connections, building those relationships.
Are there any further questions? Senator Von Overfeld.
Senator Von Overfeld on campus caucus. Your favorite question individually, what is y'all's favorite traditions and why?
Yeah, I was expecting a favorite core value question from Senator Steele, but I left that one.
All in time.
All the time, all the time.
Do you want to take?
Yeah. Okay. You might be surprised by my answer. My answer is Midnight Yell. Being Corey, I think they'd say Luster or Silver Tap, something like that. But I think and this is really like a freshman perspective. When you first come to A&M, and let's say your the biggest traditions you attend are Luster, Silver Taps, and block garlands. Those are all about honoring Aggies who passed away, and that's great. And I really love that we have that because that means people care about the Aggie family. And when someone dies, they really feel a connection to that person, and they feel that personally. And those are all great. But I think something that is often missing in Texas is that energy, that high energy, that joy, that happiness. And Midnight Yell really brings that. Students walking the field at midnight on a Friday night. It's like the most exciting moment for a lot of incoming Aggies that really gets them fired up about this university. Really gets us to buy into. I mean, honestly, the football team has like historically bonded so many students, and that goes hand in hand with all those other traditions I just mentioned. So that's why I love it.
I'll be quick so we can get some more questions, but I would say Aggie Mustard. I think every tradition in Texas A&M embodies and reflects upon our community. And one of the coolest parts about our community is this idea of this fall command, that we stand for each other, we stand up for one another so we can support each other. And that's something that happens even into the life. And that's what Aggie Mustard embodies and what it means to me. And I think that's what it should mean for every Aggie, is being a part of this fall command in this return.
Chair Hurt.
For LR This is now for just policy, Bryce.
I'll wait for my exec report later.
There you go. So I'm curious to see how are you going to make a for-profit institution like transportation shift away from trying to make a profit?
Excellent question. Thank you, Senator Hurt. Oh my, Chair Hurt. Oh, disrespect. I'm so sorry. That's a really great question. Yeah, so as Senator Hurt mentioned, the Transportation Department on Texas A&M is a for-profit separate entity that exists underneath the umbrella of Texas A&M University. Senator Hargrove also knows this part of it. But I've had some really cool conversations with some different people, a part of that department, where they were really excited about the prospect and the idea of creating fair, equitable ways for students to get curriculum tickets. Ultimately, Texas A&M is worth a lot of money. We have a lot of money flowing in and out of our institution, but selfless service, serving our community, can anyone of you put a dollar?
Please wrap up in 1 sentence or less.
I think ultimately, it's just ensuring that the Ivy core values are lived out in a successful way, and the transportation department is super excited about finding a middle ground solution. One paragraph on that.
Madam Speaker, I move to extend the time by 3 minutes.
Point of order? Point of order.
Unfortunately, we want things to be even for both of the presenters that came in today, so I will not.
I'll be back later, and you can ask more. Any questions?
Thing that this time is done, we thank the presenters for their time.
Speaker Becker?
We'll now move into an approval of the February 4th meeting minutes. Do I see any objections to the approval of the minutes? Seeing none, these minutes are approved. We'll now move into here. We'll now move into a period of new business, beginning with the first reading of SA 7811, the Sponsorship Act. Will the author please come to the floor to present? You will have 10 minutes beginning at 9.
Heritage, traditions, and culture. Howdy. Howdy. I don't know how many of y'all had the opportunity to read through this act. It's pretty short and sweet, cut and dry. It honestly, I wrote it for 3 reasons. So let's go ahead and scroll down to the code section and let it be resolved. Yeah, that last part is the most important part. And I'll just read it. During the period of question and answer for a piece of legislation, any senator may move to add a friendly amendment altering the piece. This motion only requires the consent of the author to pass. If any author does not consent, the motion fails. If a senator seeks to open sponsorship for a piece of legislation for himself and or others, they may do so by moving to add a friendly amendment. So for anybody that's newer in the room, this just means that rather than having to make a motion that has to be seconded and then debated upon, etc., you can just make a friendly amendment. So this, in my opinion, will take some of the work out of it for our lovely speaker, and will also expedite our legislative process. And it will keep people who may have felt as though they could make this motion because they don't want to make our meetings so longer than they do. It'll give them an opportunity to get help more easily. I'm open for questions.
Seeing none, we thank her for her time. To the rules and regulations. We'll now move into a period of open session. The floor is open for motions. That Chair Teet?
I'd like to make a motion.
Yes.
Chair Teets, traditions and culture. I move that we consider the construction science electrical team national championship resolution.
Second.
Seeing that a motion has been made and seconded is debatable and amendable and will require a majority vote. We will move into the first round of debate for this motion. Do I see any debate for this motion? Seeing none, we will now move into the first round of debate against this motion. Do I see any debate against this motion? Seeing none, we will now move into the second round of debate for this motion. Do I see any debate for this motion? Seeing none, we now move into our second round against this motion. Do I see any against this motion? Seeing none, it is the opinion of the chair that this debate has become one-sided. We will now move into a period of voting for this motion. We will attempt to do this via general consent. Do I see any objections to this motion? Seeing none, this motion passes. The author will now come down, present. We will have 10 minutes beginning at 9.
Chair Teets, Chair Howdy. I apologize, I normally like to get all of the systems and culture pieces in, without anything coming on the consent agenda, but the secret I caught wind of this super awesome national decision is getting a little bit late, so here we are. They're gonna pull it up, so y'all can read it with me. Gotta read it in its entirety, but it is not super long. Okay. Construction Science Electrical Team National Championship Resolution, a resolution to celebrate the participation of construction science. Whereas the Texas A&M Construction Science Electrical Team recently traveled to Sparks, Nevada to participate in the 2026 ASC Legion 6 and 7 student competition representing Texas A&M University, the College of Architecture, and the Department of Construction Science. And whereas the electrical team, namely Thomas Stephen, electrical team leader, Jackson Garner, Jake Turkey, Connor Watkins, Jack Amaya, and Nathan Trex competed against many highly skilled collegiate teams from across the nation in rigorous technical and administrative electrical construction challenges. And whereas through exceptional preparation, dedication, and collaboration, the electrical team won first place in the national electrical competition, making it back-to-back national champions in 2025 and 2026. Therefore, let it be resolved, the Texas A&M University Student Senate recognizes and commends the Texas A&M Construction Science Electrical Team for their outstanding accomplishment. Let it be further resolved, the Texas A&M University Student Senate celebrates the honor and recognition of the success of the electrical team brings to Texas A&M University as a whole. And let it be further resolved as a copy of this resolution be sent to all. And open for questions.
The author is open for a period of 5-minute questions. Do I see any questions for Cleo? Seeing none, we thank her for her time. With that, we will now move into a period of debate on this piece, beginning with the first round of debate for. Yes, Senator Hargrove.
I have voted to consider working culture education and community development. I hope to add myself as a sponsor of legislation.
Being that this motion has been made and seconded, we'll now move into a period of debate for this motion. Do I see any debates for this motion? Seeing none, we'll now move into the first round of debate against this motion. Do I see any debate against this motion? Seeing none, we will now move into the second round of debate for this motion. Do I see any debate for this motion? Seeing none, we will now move into the second round of debate against this motion. Do I see any debate against this motion? Seeing none, it is the opinion of the chair that debate has become one-sided, and we will now move into a period of voting on this motion. We will attempt to do this via general consent. Do I see any objections to this motion? Seeing none, this motion does pass. I will send that out after this meeting, so just be on the lookout in your emails for an email from Pro Tem Tucker. We are still in the first round of debate for the consideration of the piece. Do I see any debate for this piece? Seeing none, we will move into the second round of debate, first round of debate against this piece. Do I see any debate? Oh my gosh, guys, this is why I'm just pro temp. Debate against this piece. Seeing none, we'll now move into the second round of debate for this piece. Do I see any debate for this piece? Seeing none, we will now move into the second round of debate against this piece. Do I see any debate against this piece? Seeing none, it has become the opinion of the chair that this is one-sided, and we will attempt to pass this piece via general consent. Do I see any objections? Seeing none, this piece, this SR 7865, the Construction Science Electrical Team National Champions Resolution, does pass. I see any more motions for Chair Hurt?
Chair Hurd, are motions that, proposal question, those resolutions.
Seeing that a motion has been made and seconded, it is debatable and amendable, and will require a majority vote. We will move into the first round of debate for this motion. Do I see any debate for this motion? Seeing none, we will move into the first round of debate against this motion. Do I see any debate against this motion? Seeing none, we will move into the second round of debate for this motion. Do I see any debate for this motion? Seeing none, we will move into the second round of debate against this motion. Do I see any debate against this motion? Seeing none, it is the opinion of the chair that this debate has become one-sided and will now move into a period of voting for this motion. We will attempt to do this via general consent. Do I see any objections to this motion? Seeing none, this motion does pass. The author is welcome to come down and present. You have 10 minutes beginning with
10 minutes. Alrighty,
Howdy.
Howdy. Chair Hurd, LR. Just going real quick through the purpose of this legislation and reading in its entirety. It's election, only for student government, the actual elections and primary season, so felt like we should promote it. So this is a resolution that recognizes the importance of representative democracy, citizenship, and service. The Texas A&M Student Government Association is committed to maintaining citizenship and service, and whereas participation in primary elections is a critical component of representative democracy, shaping the candidates and policies that appear in general election ballot, and whereas the state of Texas will hold its primary election on March 3rd, with early voting occurring on February 17th, during, through February 27th, and resolved, therefore let it be resolved that the Texas A&M Student Senate encourages all eligible members of Texas A&M student body participate in the Texas primary elections. And let it further be resolved too, that the student senate early senate, students take advantage of early voting from February 17th through the 27th, or to vote on the primary election day, March 3rd. And let it further be resolved that the student senate directs students to official voter information resources, including early voting locations and eligibility requirements available at votetexas.gov. And let it further be resolved that the Texas A&M Student Senate remains united in its efforts to promote good citizens and live up to the calling of our ID core values. And then let it further be resolved, to step to the wonderful executive team over there with Carter Mallory, Kathleen Parks, Bryce Fisher.
The author is now open for a period of question and answer. Seeing none, we thank him for his time.
Thank you.
With that, we'll now move into a period of debate on this piece, beginning with the first round of debate for this piece. Do I see any debate for this piece? It's Senator Hargrove. Seeing that this motion has been made and seconded, we will now move into a period of debate for this motion. Do I see any debate for this motion? Seeing none, we'll move into the first round of debate against this motion. Do I see any debate against this motion? Seeing none, we'll move into the second round of debate for this motion. Do I see any debate for this motion? Seeing none, we'll move into the second round of debate against this motion. Do I see any debate against this motion? Seeing none, it is the opinion of the chair that this debate has become one-sided. We will now move into a period of voting via general consent. Do I see any objections to this motion? Seeing none, this motion does pass. Once again, an email after from me. Okay. We will, with that, we're now moving once again into the first round of debate for this piece. Do I see any debate for this piece? Seeing none, we'll move into the first round of debate against this piece. Do I see any debate against this piece? Seeing none, we'll move into the second round of debate for this piece. Do I see any debate for this piece? Seeing none, we'll move into the second round of debate against this piece. Do I see any debate against this piece? Seeing none, it has become the opinion of the chair that this is one-sided, and we'll attempt to vote on this piece via general consent. Do I see any objections to the passage of SR 7868, the voting resolution? Seeing none, this piece does pass. Yes, sir. Seeing that this has been made and seconded. Okay. We will now move into a period of debate for this motion. Do I see any debate for this motion? Seeing none, we will now move into the first round of debate against this motion. Do I see any debate against this motion? Seeing none, we'll move into the second round of debate for this motion. Do I see any debate for this motion? Seeing none, we'll move into the second round of debate against this motion. Do I see any debate against this motion? Seeing none, it has become the opinion of the chair that this is one-sided. We will attempt to vote on this motion via general consent. Do I see any objections to this motion? Seeing none, this motion does pass. We will now move into a period of committee reports, and we will begin with rules and regulations. Chair Horton. Do I see any questions for the chair? Seeing none, we thank him for his time. We will now move to not student services, not finance, not community relations. We will now move to legislative relations. Chair Hurt, are there any questions for Chair Hurt? Yes, Chair T.
Yes, there's a major updates are coming with our programs, the IE Citizenship Summit. We are very excited to announce that we have our panelists all finalized, and we also have Representative Paul Dyson and Representative Cookie the Suit attending as well. And we're waiting to hear back to the city council, so we have some major stakeholders, I guess, in the community. So very excited for that. But if you want your organization to have a delegate, please let me know tonight, because we are finalizing our RSVP list. If you do not want your organization to survive. But I would highly encourage you, we're missing certain organizations from the College of Ag, Tanner. Really good. Would appreciate making sure we're having everyone, but with that, please vote in your primaries. Republican, Democrats, whoever you are, please vote, encourage it to your friends. You can vote in early elections at the MSC. If you are not able to vote in the MSC, because you're not registered in College Station, you can vote in downtown Berlin or like the overall state election. So like governor and lieutenant governor and those upper ballots, not the local election. Yeah. Any other questions?
Edia Troyer.
What are you doing this summer?
Oh yeah, CPIP, very excited to be part of the public policy internship program. I am currently going through a multitude of interviews right now, very excited. Fingers crossed I get paid well. That's all I'm running on, I'm not gonna lie.
Are there any further questions for? Yes. Senator
So,
Owen.
College of Ag Sciences. Do you think any endorsements this year for political races? Statewide or campus?
Oh, stay away from it. Campus life, I endorse myself, I still said it, please vote for me. Statewide, no, we're saying that, please do not ask me to endorse anyone ever, that's not happening. A&M does not deserve to. You're too high esteemed to endorse any such unlikely, unworthy candidates for state office. Let's say that. No, I'm joking. Everyone's great. Please vote for whoever you think is better. Please do not turn my opinion. I have one.
Are there any further questions for the chair? Seeing none, we thank him for his time. Moving on to citizens and culture, Chair T. Yes, Senator Hargrove.
Well, I've got some shout outs for you. First up, a long overdue mini shout out for Senator Lavalco over here. She's been doing great work. Typically, she wrote a DLC resolution last semester that deserves a lot of praise. She got direct quotations from people that were involved. Did really good work. So I appreciate the excellence. Other than that, we are doing some super awesome collaborations with our new vacancy senators. And so look forward to seeing their excellent work as they cooperate with my community for our next meeting. So,
Thank you. Now on to EDO. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Chair Hurd.
How's the culture going with elections?
you know, I think vibes are up. Sure.
Are there any further questions for the chair? We thank you for your time. Moving on to EDO Troyer. Are there any questions for EDO Troyer? Seeing none, oh, Senator Hargrove.
Senator Hargrove. Well, now that you're a full-on senator, how is the powerful? To get to the head.
No, no, I don't exact same. Especially if you have.
Permission to vote.
Yes.
You want us to do Stan?
No.
No, I hope Mark is doing it.
Awesome. Chair Hurt.
What are you doing this summer?
Trevor and I are going to Washington together, so I'll be for dinner. So. I'm super excited, I'm gonna be interviewing. It's pretty well, but at this point, I'm a little nervous, so I'm gonna see whatever job goes in.
Great. Are there any further questions for Edie Troyer? Seeing none, we thank her for her time. With that, we will now move into a period of executive reports, beginning with me, the Speaker of the Senate for the night. I will now yield the chair to Chair Horton to deliver the legislative report. Howdy.
Howdy.
Okay, I have a few notes from Allison and Nancy as well as Pro Tem. And so just know, big event is coming up. It's on March 27th, I think. Where's the 21st? Okay, never mind. I just wanted to say that. And signups close on March 3rd, I believe. So if you guys don't have an organization to do it with, do it with us because it's gonna be super fun. Really awesome, a great way to get the word out about Senate, but also a great way to get to know one another because all you guys do in here is sit and look at us. So I would highly encourage you guys to sign up for Big Event with Senate, as in all of the emails that Allison has sent out recently. Okay. 12 Can, they are coming in 2 weeks. So on March 4th, they're going to come to present about the 12 Can food fight. And then on that same day, we're also going to be doing a food drive. So we're going to be sending out information as reminders, but be thinking, buy some cans, just so you guys will have something to offer for the food drive that we're doing next meeting, March 4th. Mark your calendars. Like I said, there will be reminders in the email, in the flyer, if you look at either of those, which you should. We are also, next week, when we don't have Senate, we're going to be having a letter writing party. We have to write 800 thank you notes to all dining staff. So please come. We are having all committee meetings, be around this time. So they're all going to be happening on Wednesday in Coldus. So you guys should all be here already. This is going to be from 5 to 8, so there's going to be a large span of time where you can just come in and write as many thank you cards as you have the time for. Like I said, it's 800, so that's a lot of cards that we need to write, and it shouldn't just be from the same 10 people because that's exhausting for them. And that's 8 cards to write individually, which is crazy. And obviously things might get redundant, but we want things to be, genuine and specific, or at least feel that way. So if it's just coming from the same 10 people, it's not going to really send that message that we appreciate. At least that's what I think. And then, as pro temp, the only thing that I have is I recently joined Flash. And I would love to be friends with you guys on that. Just come up to me after, and like hospital now. So be friends, and yeah, come up to me after. Okay.
With that, Pro Temp is now open for a period of questions. I see any questions for the Pro Temp. I see Edie Troyer.
No. It's been fun-ish, but I'm so glad that I don't have to do this every single meeting. However, maybe if I did have to do it every meeting, I would be more used to it. But anyways.
Senator Williams.
Senator Williams for that health science talk, I mean, talking classroom plans or, yeah.
Clash Royale. Not a Clash of Clans.
Senator Attaway.
Senator Attaway, what's your username?
It's Hardy Frog.
Senator Masters.
Senator Masters,
Okay, I don't want a specific deck, but right now I have, Pekka. Pekka's like my guy with, and, I'm flanking right now, you're making me nervous. Yeah,
Brandon.
no, but I wanna try that, I need a, my boyfriend told me about that, so. We're gonna try it out, maybe.
Senator Von Hooverfield.
Well, Crockett, you encouraged us all to sign up for the big event, but I couldn't help but notice that only myself and Speaker Tricino are signed up for the big event. Are you planning on joining it or?
So, unfortunately, I am a part of this other service board. It's very small and I am kind of serve in the same position that I do here, which is like treasurer, but it's a long story. So no, because I'm doing with my other small board that needs.
Permission to back and forth.
Briefly.
Have you ever heard of Sneaky Dollar?
Good, but will I?
Senator Knott.
I was wondering if you could give your opinion on 2.6 function.
Not good. You know what this is.
Senator Tudor.
Senator Silva off campus, how many trophies do you have in these phased or current?
I have over 2,800. No, 2,800. So that's, I don't know the exact, but that's where I'm at. And then what was your second question?
Do you think it's phased or it's more of a permanent thing going forward?
I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. All of my ocean engineering friends that got me on and we ran a plan together, which is why I started in the first place. Because it was like, oh, that's so cute and, you know, fun, but who knows? Maybe after I graduate, I'm gonna leave, or maybe I will never.
Permission to follow up.
Granted.
Is flash a big thing in the room?
Yes, it is.
Senator Broach. No question. Do I see any other questions? I'll take Senator Dealey.
Do you have a favorite emo?
I have none, but one of my friends, they have one, and the Afro too, the way that it jiggles, but I don't know.
Do I see any other questions from that pro temp? Seeing none, I thank the pro temp for her time.
With that, we'll now move into a period of closing roll call led by Edie Troyer.
Mayor, any senator, I'm just gonna call last name.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Hallie,
Owen.
Howdy.
Whitmer. Allen. Jackson. O'Sullivan. Dealing. Richards. Schmidt. Yost. Sanders. Levanco. Howdy. East. Women. Hudson Smith. Westlake. Ben Williams. Long. Bryn. Alvarez. Burnside. Hughes. Willis. Von Wilberfeld. Batten. Whitehead. Becker. Brown. Clark. Leaner. Flores. Mounty. Garcia. Glover. Paul. Hicks. Tony. Kaiser. Murray. Hessett. Hoag. Sanchez. Tony. Steele. Van Steele.
Aye.
Roach.
Aye.
Hargrove. Pisoni. Bradley. Show. Dow.
Aye.
Medvedev. Shep. Wells. Wu. Partner. Not. Lambert. Hulda. Garner. Perkins. Holtzman. Ebel.
Aye.
Masters. With that, there are no further announcements, and this meeting is adjourned.
One. We just beat the level.
Wait, it's 0.5 seconds. 5 seconds. Yeah, here, I got it. Hello. Oh my God.
Okay.